welcome to Good Game. I'm NichBoy.
And I'm Hex. That is quite the throne you've got there, Nick. You weren't happy with the old red chairs?
Oh no, I love the old red chair. I love it so much, in fact, I turned it into a suit. You see, having done the show for a month or so, I feel like I finally found my groove, so I thought I'd redecorate the set a little bit in my style. My style, of course, is mainly just pictures of my face.
Yeah, and you know, it's great, and I've loved having you here, Nick, but you know, Barjo is going to be back next
Well,
week.
enough chit-chat for now, Hex. We've got a big show, starting with a touch of football. We're checking out FIFA 17 and follow Alex Hunter on his journey to becoming a professional millionaire.
But what a finish, and he will never forget this moment.
Soccer and story. What? Also, we're going to try and get a rise out of Destiny. It's the Rise of Iron. Sounds like a penis joke. Yeah.
Plus, I get hands-on with Dishonored 2 and have a first play with that sneaky stabbing sequel.
Oh, I'm so jealous. Goose is also back with an IMO, but first things first, let's get this show started. Nick Boy, can you name the game for this week?
Someone else will do it.
Is that really the chair?
Right.
Yearly sports game releases come and go, usually promising big changes but only delivering little nips and tucks. But this year's FIFA 17 has lured us in with the promise of what we'll call Mass Effect football?
Yes, it's like BioWare found some balls.
Now it's with Hunter. Great build-up. Lost. Saved by the... Pretty shot off there. Goal at last. The first goal of the game.
Yes, this year's FIFA 17 has added a single-player story mode. Called The Journey, you play the role of aspiring young footballer Alex Hunter.
You never forget that first kick.
You can't change his name or customize his look, and that's because Hunter's story is baked in with a set cast of characters. He has a loving mum,
Today's about you, Alex.
a retired football legend for a granddad,
Things have certainly changed since my day.
a jerky friend,
Yeah, been busy, mate. No, it is.
and there's a variety of fictional and real players who weave in and out of the story as you strive to be the best mate.
Oh, excuse me. Kein Problem, mein Freund. Good match, Alexander. Bis demnächst.
Gameplay in The Journey is split between training sessions, which is a handy way of brushing up on your FIFA skills or learning new ones, and actual match days. If your standing with the manager isn't high enough, you'll be starting on the subs bench, only coming on late in a match with a few minutes to make a good impression.
At this late stage of the game.
The drama of those missed opportunities is that much more pronounced when you've got Hunter's career on the line.
Yeah, for me, having a story mode like this is a way more appealing way to play FIFA. Because I want to see Hunter do well, which in turn makes me want to be better at the game. And anyone who's seen me play FIFA on Pocket knows that I get heavily invested in winning. Through pass. Go, Johnny! Go, Johnny! Go, Johnny! Yes! 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 And I feel like they've done a really good job here of making it feel as though you're actually playing for something.
Yeah, I mean, you're playing for another cutscene. I just feel like there wasn't enough depth to the story. And everyone's like, oh, Hex wants story and everything. This is a game about sport. But like, if you're gonna put a story in a game, then, you know, make it a good one. Go all the way, man. But what story is here, you know, it has some heart to it at least. For example, when Hunter gets loaned out to a club in a lower league, you see the disappointment on his face. But you know it's your opportunity to prove yourself and maybe finally bag a few goals.
It's Alex Hunter. Great stop.
Where I feel like the journey fails is there's no branching story paths. Everything's just set. None of your choices mean anything. It's not your journey, it's Hunter's journey. And unfortunately, Hunter's a bit of a boring knob.
No, I loved him.
Really?
I loved him from the start. I thought he was relatable and likable and I wanted him to succeed.
Yeah, maybe when he was 11, but it's like when his dad left, he left and took his son's personality with him.
Oh, brutal. Disagree.
Yeah.
I did think there was going to be a lot more conflict and drama, though, than there really was in the game. I mean, from the trailer, it looked like it was going to be like Friday Night Lights, but, you know, for soccer. And you're right, the dialogue choices didn't really mean anything.
It's just pointless.
Looking sharp today, Hunter. Can't say I'm surprised. You got football in your blood, lad.
You can choose to be either cool or fiery or balanced in attitude, but it only affects a favorability rating with the manager or how many virtual Twitter followers you have. It's such a missed opportunity. Like, if I choose to play Hunter or fiery and arrogant, then management should be trying to dump me from the team, but the fans won't let them. Or if I get too big for my boots, then the other players could isolate me or haze me, and I'm like, I don't need any of you guys, because I'm dating a Spice Girl.
I mean, I guess it does let you roleplay his personality a little bit, but yeah, I was totally up for Mass Effect football, but that's not really what this is. What I'm hoping is that EA really sees the potential of it, though, and then adds more layers to, like, next year's game.
Yeah, except they called it the Journey. Hunter really does not struggle that much.
No.
Pretty much right at the start, you're offered a top-flight contract with any club in the Premier League.
Just don't go rushing into any decisions, okay?
Your journey is just the car ride from Hunter's bedroom to a comfy seat on a private jet. What about starting me in the lower leagues or a local club level, so then when I do finally crack the Premier League, it means something?
Yeah, I mean, they do try to build some ups and downs in there, but I probably would have preferred a more rags to riches story too. I do think the Journey is a good single player mode though. I mean, it motivated me to play more FIFA than I usually would.
Yeah, I do definitely think it's a step in the right direction. And another big change to the FIFA series this year is the switch to the Frostbite engine. Best known for being the bedrock of the Battlefield games.
Yeah, it definitely looks better in close-ups. You can really appreciate it there. The players look all flushed and sweaty. But otherwise, I think they've been careful to make sure this feels like a FIFA game. The animations and physics pretty much feel like FIFA 16, so switching engines hasn't brought about any major transformation to the gameplay. Which is good? Or bad?
Well, I think some feel like the game was ready for a big overhaul, and I only say that because one of Good Game's producers, Cloudbusting, who plays a lot of both FIFA and Pro Evo, assures me that this year's Pro Evolution 2017 is the more responsive and fluid game of football. It just doesn't have the authenticity that EA's deep pockets can afford. But we'll have to take him on his word.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played the new Pro Evo yet, but I did think FIFA 17 felt a bit sticky with the animations and the passing. Maybe that's just a personal thing. I know some people like that.
The stickier the better, I say. Just stick in my foot and I'll run into the goal. And the rest of the game is the usual overabundance of modes and different ways to play that FIFA fans have come to expect. So I feel like the Journey is the major drawcard here for new players who are wondering if they should invest in FIFA. You know, over Pro Evolution 2017, which might have the better flowing football. Cloud's words, not mine.
Well, we certainly went into this review with the aim of focusing on the journey because it made us so curious. And I think it creates an interesting point of difference between the two football franchises that probably makes the decision even harder. I mean, over here you've got a unique football narrative, and over there perhaps technically more proficient football simulation. And which one you go for really comes down to personal preference.
And speaking of personal preference, what are we going to score it?
Well, from my perspective as someone who doesn't follow real football, I think the Journey, for all of its flaws, is just the more appealing option. It just couches the gameplay in something that's more familiar to me. So as I put down my controller and hang up my boots, I'm gonna give it 3.5 out of 5.
Well, as someone who is currently wearing the skin of a couch as a suit, I'm not going to pretend that I understand nor appreciate all the intricacies of the mechanics of FIFA 17, but I do know that the Journey was actually kind of a successful way for me to get invested in playing the game, and it achieved its goal. I'm actually playing more and more of FIFA 17, so I'm going to give it 4 stars.
Welcome to the club, mate.
Hi, you alright, Alex? Yeah, I see your debut. You done well. See you around.
This week, I want to talk about someone else's opinion, specifically Palmer Luckey, the founder of Oculus VR. Now, you might have heard about the recent storm Luckey brought on himself when people found out he was involved in the pro-Donald Trump group Nimble America.
I think we're very nimble. I think we're doing well.
A group which encourages shitposting and meme magic, attacking Trump's rival Hillary Clinton by doing things like buying this billboard. And if you're wondering what shitposting is, it's when you post something online that's intentionally shit. A lot of people do it now just to be funny, posting dumb stuff like these crap memes, or this dumb fact. It's pretty standard interneting. But originally, shitposting was a tactic used in order to derail a conversation or take something off topic. So what did Luckey allegedly do? Well, a Daily Beast investigation found that Luckey was posting in a group as Nimble Rich Man, that Nimble America had named him their vice president, and that he was supporting them financially. And while he was encouraging others to donate money to them, it was how he pledged to match their donations that really ground my gears. Essentially, he said he would match the donations by being, get this, slightly less of an entitled rich man. For example, donate $10 and I will match you by flying my jet a minute less. Donate $100 and I will match you by skipping a glass of scotch. What a
Dick,
Yeah.
take a look out of starboard.
Oh my god, it looks like a huge...
Not to mention all the while trying to raise funds for some borderline white supremacist group. No, not them. Yep, that's the ones. Luckey has since responded, admitting that he personally donated $10,000 to them because he thought it sounded like a real jolly good time, and is denied posting as Nimble Rich Man or ever actually being a Trump supporter. But I'm not here to say where the truth lies. All I can tell is that he's been quite involved with the group and has admitted as much himself. Now, Luckey is obviously free to have any political beliefs he wants, and he's free to support any group he wants too. And it's not like he's technically done anything illegal, but he has been a douche about it, and I won't let that stand. He's essentially sanctioned hate speech and donated a lot of money to a group of internet trolls. I mean, if he'd just openly donated his money straight to the Trump campaign like a normal person, well then no one would probably care. And of course, the reaction to supporting such hate speech and attack ads from the gaming community was swift. Several developers have pulled support for Oculus from their upcoming games, and many even started donating directly to Hillary's campaign. And I'm with them, because in my opinion, Luckey needs to go, before the rest of Oculus gets thrown under the bus solely because of his actions. Developers not putting their games on the platform does put some pressure on him, but unfortunately that also hurts gamers who've already bought an Oculus headset. So I guess it's clear that Luckey should have taken a page out of Notch's playbook and sold Oculus for a few billion and then left before going full dickhead and spouting hideous hate speech far away on a lonely LA hilltop.
Okay, I'll shut up.
Because whatever goodwill Luckey might have accrued amongst gamers as being some sort of wunderkind of VR is gone. Now he's forever just a smug, rich little shitposter. And that's not the frontman you want for a company, especially one that's so easily photoshopped to look stupid. So, Mr. Luckey, do the right thing and step aside, please. And once you're free, you can do all the jolly good fun shit posting and trolling you want. And no innocent hard-working employees at Oculus or fans of the VR tech will ever have to deal with the fallout. But that's just my opinion. What do you think? Should Palmer Luckey step down for shit-stirring the political pot? Or do you think that this is an overreaction and he's entitled to do whatever he wants? Let us know on social media and we'll discuss it on tomorrow's episode of Pocket.
Thanks, Goose. Now, Hex, you played Dishonored.
Yes, I reviewed it with Barjo, who incidentally is back next week.
It had such a strong narrative element with wonderfully diverse mechanics woven in, so you can imagine my excitement when I got invited to a hands-on event for the upcoming sequel. Now, we're going to be starting about 4 to 5 hours into the game, into a mission called the Clockwork Mansion, and I'm going to have the opportunity to play as both Corvo and the new playable character, Emily. So let's go in and dishonor ourselves. I need to get in, rescue a buddy, kill a bad guy, get out, hopefully without anyone seeing me. Not gonna happen. If this is the way of getting into the mansion...
Jindosh could have stayed at the Academy of Natural Philosophy. He might have done some good there.
Eat a banana. Oh, it was just a servant. He didn't do anything.
Right away. What's going on here? He's wounded. Let's finish.
Elevator. Okay, cool. I need to go up. Perfect. Okay. We can play some snooker. Oh, shit.
Your last moment, the last vision you behold, is a work of scintillating industry. The very pinnacle of it. Shut it down. Shifting the walls and floors as if you were born here. Clever. Or are you just moving things at random?
I'm just moving things at random. You caught me. Oh, he's so in here.
Lord Protector, you found me.
Shit. He's up there. Blink up.
Where is he, damn it?
Karen Jindosh. Welcome to the final mystery.
I killed him. I totally killed him. That was almost an anticlimax because I didn't even realize it was actually him. So I'm done, except I do have the second mission, which is to save my friend. So maybe what I'll do is I'll take Emily, which is the other playable character, go down instead of up, and save instead of kill. But I'll definitely still kill because there'll be people all the way down to get to my bud. So let's do that. So Emily has a different set of powers. The one I'm most excited about, Domino. So I link targets together, so if one of them dies, they all die. Oh, this is the stealthy thing. This is like that weird shadow demon baby. All right, going down. Let's try linking. You link to you, and we'll go sleep dart. And they're both down. Oh, cool. So this is kind of like a hedge maze, but with robots.
Is that young Emily Caldwin?
Anton, save your strength. I came to take you out of here.
Tell me he didn't die. He's unconscious. Excellent. I am out of the maze. Oh, both the heads, all three heads. Get the body, and this way. I hear him coming behind me and I'm really not comfortable about it.
I won't let you take him.
Oh, you'll let me take him, buddy. Just gonna run away from you. He's all talk. He's like, I won't let you take you. I hear all these robots behind me and I get to the front door. Stay in the Clockwork Mansion? No.
Okay. At least Anton is safe.
So we're gonna leave it there. So I played about 90 minutes of the game, and the first word that springs to mind for me is joyous. It's just a joy to be back in this world, controlling these characters in the unique way in which they do. And I was excited about jumping in and playing as Emily and seeing what kind of new powers and abilities she has, but the real star of the demo was the Clockwork Mansion. It's just such a great piece of level design. This whole mansion is a puzzle that you need to work your way through. It's a maze. So we saw a few enemies here. There's guards, you know, they're kind of just normal humans that act like they did in the first Dishonored, but the Clockwork soldiers, these guys are real assholes. I did not enjoy fighting these guys. You can also shoot their heads off, and then they just start spinning around madly, attacking each other. That seems to be the best way to do it because they are actually taking out other enemies for you.
Okay.
That worked awesome. So he took him out. He attacked his buddy. Oh, he's gonna be so sad when he finds out. The combat is really satisfying, mainly because of the abilities that you get to use. And for me, Dishonored's all about the sort of weird combination of blinking over here and stabbing someone in the neck and then stealthily running away. And I think out of the two power sets, I think I prefer Emily's power set a bit more. The Shadow Walk is really useful. It's a bit like an emergency button where if you feel like you're getting overwhelmed, Shadow Walk and then you can run away. Or you can just attack someone who seems really strong because it just seems to rip them apart. There's a guard. Let's try the Shadow Walk thing.
Be careful. This was devised to test the limits of the Clockwork soldiers. Quite dangerous.
What was
The villain was really good as well. Obviously, he did classic villain thing, which was not only tell me his plan, but tell me where the guy I'm trying to save is located, which was very helpful, thank you very much. But he also taunts you the whole way through, and I really like that because it feels as though the game is reacting to the way that I am playing. So that is my first play of Dishonored 2. Will there be a second play? Absolutely. In fact, there will be a second play right now if they let me back in. So, goodbye. Destiny, the not quite MMO shooter all about grinding for gear in space, is 2 years old, which means it is back with its latest and possibly final expansion before Destiny 2. This is Rise of Iron.
I did what I could to protect their resting place, but I knew what would happen if someone found it.
Hit the target, take it out.
Now, first things first, I have to admit I was expecting a little bit more from this. Last year's major expansion, The Taken King, brought a lot of content and significant changes which really justified diving back in. But Rise of Iron felt much less substantial.
Yeah, and it's particularly disappointing considering in year 1 we got 3 expansions, and this year all we get is this, which really does make you feel as though the team is busy working away on Destiny 2. But what do we get here?
A group of Fallen has captured Fellwinter Peak.
Well, the major dot points are there are new story missions, plus a few new exotic weapon quests, 1 new patrol area,
Lock and load, Guardian.
and 1 new social space, a new multiplayer mode and some maps, 1 new strike, and a raid. Which sounds like a lot, but when you play it all back to back, minus the raid, it's like 3 hours.
Alright, well let's start with the story, which focuses on the Iron Lords, who are a group of soldiers who were around way before the Guardians were even a thing. Apparently back in the day they developed a sort of nanotechnology called SIVA, which they thought could restore humanity to greatness.
We would become what the Traveler always believed we could be.
But it didn't, and of course turned into some sort of evil, self-aware space plague, which all but one of the Iron Lords ended up sacrificing themselves to contain.
Now the Fallen has found out about it, and for some reason they think they should use it to splice with themselves to become even more powerful.
Something weird incoming.
That being said, they don't fight that differently from the regular Fallen.
These Fallen are different.
So really it's another type of space zombie virus.
Well, I mean, it's not really bringing anything back from the dead, so technically not a zombie virus.
So you stop the zombie virus, and that's pretty much the story. And there's only, I think, 5 new story missions in this expansion, which you can get through in a couple of hours.
The SIVA replicator is destroyed.
So as soon as the story starts, you've finished it. And once again, Hex, I'm left with the feeling of, what the hell is going on in Destiny?
This may not make sense to you, but it took your fight to remind me that immortality is not the same as invincibility.
I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, none of the expansions have really helped to develop the core story at all. It's more just stuff around the edges.
Yeah, and having not played the game in months, it's hard to get back into it. There's just so many little things now. What the hell do I do with this? Do I still need these things? What do these icons mean? What's a strange coin? There's a book thing? Who's this chick? Oh no. I actually had to send our resident Destiny expert a few panicked late-night text messages to figure out what the hell is going on.
Yeah, it took me a while to get my bearings back, and I'm certainly no wiser to the mysteries of Destiny lore having played this DLC, but I mean, let's be honest, Destiny has never really been about the story. It's more about blasting through alien hordes and looking cool doing it.
Well, that's only a big part of it, but in my experience, Destiny is mainly just about grinding for Galahorns.
Yeah, it can really be a grind if you want to get to those higher levels.
Oh, it's a grinding simulator, Hex. And I did have fun playing through Destiny, and I was even considering getting into the raid. But when the reality sunk in of how many hours I need to put in to get gear good enough to do it,
again and again, we have held back the darkness.
I just said no thanks. Put a fork in me, Destiny, because I'm done.
But yeah, I mean, I think the raid is really only for die-hard Destineers who treat Destiny as more of a life-consuming hobby than a game. But let's talk about some of the new stuff in there, like the new patrol zone, the Plague Lands.
Yeah, so this is a new area just off to the side of the old Cosmodrome on Earth. It's very similar to the Cosmodrome, except a bit more plaguey. Things are foggy and there are chunks of SIVA-infested stuff around the place.
It's quite a big space to explore though, much larger than last year's new area, the Dreadnought. There's a new quarantine type of patrol mission to find here too, which is essentially just an assassination mission against a splicer priest.
There's also another sort of public arena like we saw with the Court of Oryx last year. Here you can offer up tokens you find in the world to trigger a big fight for potential loot.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Annoyingly though, it seems there's some sort of instance transition you need to go through to get there, so I was on my way with a group of randos to try and tackle it, and they just disappeared. just like my real friends.
Speaking of friends, there's a new social space to hang out in called Fellwinter's Peak, which is kind of like a mountainside monastery.
And there's two awesome things about it. One, there's cute wolves everywhere. And two, you can actually climb this mountain. It's not easy though.
Some hope for the future. Some wait for the crown. To say that the days ahead will be the best of all.
In terms of new gear, along with guns and exotics, there are a bunch of new artifacts which can give your character some interesting perks. Things such as removing sprint cooldowns or giving you the chance to hit an enemy so hard he decides to fight for you. Yeah, now you work for me.
Yes, and I think that anything that helps you specialize your build more is always a good addition, boss.
It can't be.
At certain points, you can also get your hands on a giant flaming axe, which I enjoyed wielding quite a bit.
And in terms of new multiplayer, the new mode here is called Supremacy. It's essentially a deathmatch and team deathmatch variant where to score points you have to collect crests that drop from defeated players.
Excellent retrieval. Now fight on!
It certainly is fun, and I like that it forces the player to take risks and go into hot zones, but it's a mode we've seen in a bunch of other shooters, so it's nothing that's particularly special just for Destiny. One thing that is cool though is that they finally introduced private matches.
Yes, now you can play whatever mode you want with whoever you want, free from the perils of public matchmaking. And this is a big deal for the competitive scene because it's finally giving them an easy way to facilitate practice and competition.
They never saw it coming.
But we should wrap this up. What are you going to give it?
Well, it certainly is a chunk of content, and Destiny fans at this point have been starved for that. But for the only expansion that they're putting out this year, and possibly their last one, I just would have liked for Destiny to go out with a bang. I certainly had fun playing it for one day, so for that one day I really had a blast, I'm giving it 4 stars. But for every other day up until now, I'm giving it a 2. So that kind of averages out to around about 2.5.
I see. All right, well, I'm giving it 3. Because it doesn't work on me.
Right, so I just hit a woman.
Yeah.
We need to go. We need to go very fast.
Oh, this is filthy. Did you name the game for this week? Smart. It was Arx Fatalis, a first-person role-playing game from 2002. It was set in a world where the sun had failed and the planet's inhabitants had taken to subterranean caverns for warmth and refuge.
You bastard!
And it was our Name the Game because it was the very first game by Arcane Studios, the same team behind the still-in-development Dishonored 2.
Next week on our show.
Nick, just stop. Next week on the show, Barjo is back! Just in time for us to review Gears of War 4. And the PlayStation VR is here, so Barjo and I will be checking out the final product and playing some of the launch titles. So, not really any room for NichBoy.
Oh god, but we've shared so much. And I only just finished installing my vast array of self-portraits.
Yeah, they're gonna have to come down. Also, we need to do something about reupholstering Barjo's chair.
Oh, the skin. Oh, I'll take it back. NichBoy out. Do you need the pants? I can keep the pants, right? Oh god, you need the pants.
Fully lined and everything.
Don't look at me, I'm hideous.
Did I pull it off?
Oh god, is 7 made a thing? Is that still around? Where's Rove? What's Rove doing?
Nick? What are you doing?
You guys don't need me anymore.
But you're still the host of Pocket. In fact, aren't you late for a shoot right now?
Pocket? The internet'll take me. The internet'll take anyone.
Yes!